Good morning, everybody. I wanted to talk a little bit about sadness and depression and suicide. A lot of people committing suicide right now. There was a point of time when I was in the Air Force, way back when I was depressed. I was sad. I wanted to get out. I didn't want to be in. And I felt like the situation was hopeless. Like I couldn't get out. They wouldn't let me get out. Okay, so I know what it feels like to be depressed. And also, when I went through boot camp, they give you like 8, 10, 12 shots in the arm. So I think that also probably played a factor in me being depressed. But I'm not talking about the shots today. I'm talking about different things that can make you depressed. I mean, some people say the planets are out of alignment. They say Mercury is in retrograde. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but they feel like that has something to do with how we feel. There are a lot of times when I go to the store, post office, wherever, and on certain days everyone's loud and boisterous and talking to each other and arguing and all this kind of thing. And then there are other days I go and everyone's just quiet, nobody's saying a word. So that just makes me think that it affects everybody. These certain feelings that we have affect everybody the same. Or the same thing when you're driving around. Sometimes people are crazy. Actually, most of the time people are crazy, but sometimes people, it's different. It's more mellow. So I think there is something out there that affects us all. It affects us mentally. I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, like I believe certain things that people would call conspiracy theories, and some people think that HARP, an organization called HARP, sends out signals, like radio signals. Like right now, radio signals, there's so many radio waves and different type of frequencies that are going through us right now. Okay, like that's how we could turn on the radio and listen to the radio, because the signal is being sent out. Our antenna picks it up and sends it through our speakers when we turn on the radio. So a lot of different types of signals and frequencies are actually going through us all the time. Well, conspiracy theorists are just people who think that different frequencies can be sent out that affect us mentally, emotionally, and they send out these signals that are too far in one direction, and it can make you riotous, like crazy, like want to riot and yelling at everybody. There are certain times where I feel like I'm like angry for no reason, like I just want to yell at somebody and then I catch myself, I'm like, oh shit, so, and then or if they send out frequencies too far the other direction, it can make you depressed. So basically the reason why I'm saying this is, if you understand this, then you can understand that it's not you. It's not your feelings. You don't feel this way. You're not really sad, or you're not really angry, or you're not really depressed. It's outside forces that are making you feel this way. And if you understand that, then you can act accordingly. You can realize it's not you, and that'll make you feel better, because it's not you actually feeling that way. It's something else. It's outside forces. It's the planets. It's evil people, wanting people to feel a certain way. It's whatever it is. And even if that's not true, it's all about perspective. Even if they aren't sending out these signals, even if the planets aren't doing that, even if you do actually feel like shit and you feel hopeless, because you could feel sad, but they could take advantage of that and make you feel even worse. But like I said, even if that's not the case, sometimes you have to lie to yourself. Sometimes you have to say that is the case to make whatever makes you feel better. Sometimes you have to lie to yourself. So think the planets are out of alignment, and that's what's making you feel bad. Or think that they're sending out these frequencies, and that's what's making you feel bad. That way you have more control over the situation, because when you feel like it's something within you, then you feel like you have no control. But when you think that it's something outside of you, something within the planets or the atmosphere, the atmospheric pressure, or sending out signals, then you have a little bit more control over the situation, and it'll make you feel a little bit better. Like, I read a script one time, and it was Shutter Island, and it was a really good script, but I really hated the ending, because they put the blame on him, like it was all his fault, like it was his problem, like he was crazy. And it almost makes me feel like that's how they want people to think, that it's you have something wrong with you. They don't want you to think that there's outside forces. They don't want you to think that the planets are misaligned, or the atmospheric pressures, there's too much atmospheric pressure. They want you to think it's you. And then when you watch these movies, and the problem is with the person, then subconsciously you're like, oh, that's the case. It's me. It's not anything else. It's not everybody else. It's me. It's brainwashing and subliminal messages. Okay? So just realize that it may not be you. And even if it is, lie to yourself and say it isn't. That way you have some form of control. Okay? Okay. Good morning. It's freaking early, and this little ring light is really cool. It's super bright. But I hope you guys have a good weekend, and God bless you all.